Today was very, very, words cannot express exactly how I felt and how this conference have done a lot to me. My mom passed off with breast cancer, but if I had known what I know, the knowledge now, I think she could be spared by the love of God, because we did not know about how to do ground provision, that's natural diet. And I think because it was in the early stage and by going to chemo and stuff like that, that's where she started to sick. But it helped me open my eyes to my personal health at this time, to know that if there's something inside of me growing, I know exactly how to prevent it at this time. And to God be the glory. I feel like I have the tool to work with from here until God say other, although maybe I have an expiration date, which I don't know, by the grace of God. But at least it says in the scripture, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. I have enough knowledge at this moment to work with.
I didn't know what to expect, but it's been a blessing. I learned a lot of things that will help me to have better health, and also to share something with friends that may be suffering some kind of illness, and also to encourage somebody else, especially with the promises that Pastor Snell provided for us, as to know that God does have a plan for each of us. And no matter what's going on in our lives, He is aware of everything. He is near to us, He loves us, and He has already decided how things will come out. And I thank Him and praise Him for that love.
Well, what I have observed is that both Paula and Curtis and Palmer, I view them as missionaries to Huntsville, Alabama, and the United States. I view them as missionaries because they have a special message to tell, the health field. And in that health field, they have weaved in pastoral activities. They have wedded preaching and teaching, and that's an excellent ministry, particularly for the times in which we live and what's going on now. One's health is so vital. You cannot bring spirituality to a person unless that person is healed physically. So the physical precede the what? The spiritual. And I love what I'm seeing.
We're going to read this disclaimer, everybody together. Read it with me. Everybody together. The information presented in this conference is not to diagnose, prescribe, or treat, but to educate only. We advise that you consult with your primary care physician before incorporating any integrative, complementary, and or lifestyle alternative medicine, all right? So keeping that in mind, let's go to work, folks, and we're going to go straight to our agenda, A lot to cover, so let's go straight to our agenda for this afternoon. Agenda number one, we're going to be talking about the causes of cancer. The causes of cancer. Agenda number two would be cancer fighters. If you might have your handout, it's not in your, there it is, yes, right here. Yeah, all right. Cancer fighters. Agenda number three, immunotherapy and more. This in your handout, all right? Use a handout, one-page handout, front and back, in your folder, all right? Okay. And agenda number four, reducing cancer pain. Reducing cancer pain, all right? So, before we go into our causes, let's go and turn the page. The U.S. News World Report did a ranking of the top 3 cancer hospitals in the nation. 2017, 2018, the top 3 cancer hospitals in the nation. Hospital number 3 is Mayo Clinic, Rochester, Minnesota, all right? Hospital number 2 is Memorial Sloan Kettering. And hospital number 1, for 8 years running, who can guess that hospital? Loma Linda is a good guess. Okay, now this is not just any hospital, top cancer hospital. Loma Linda is a good choice. Okay, I thought Cancer City of America in Atlanta. No, that's not it, but that's good. I heard it. MD Anderson, Houston, Texas, all right? All 3 of these hospitals now have a integrative or lifestyle medicine department with nutrition therapy, herbal medicine, physical activity, exercise. All 3 top hospitals have now lifestyle medicine incorporated into these 3 hospitals. So with that in mind, where there is a growing trend because of the side effects of chemotherapy, radiation, etc., now they have now instituted more lifestyle medicine in the top 3 hospitals in the nation, all right? So let's turn the page. So agenda number 1, causes of cancer. Now folks, there are a lot of causes of cancer, a lot. For the sake of time, we're going to zero in on one particular cause of cancer. We're going to zero in on the diet. Now, of course, they have genetics, environments, pollutions, etc., cigarette smoke. We're going to be focusing on the diet for the next few minutes as far as the cause of cancer. All right, everybody? All right, so have you said that? Let's go to work and turn the page, all right? So now, when you see a number at the top left-hand corner, you know that it's time to write in the blank on your sheet. With me, everybody? So number 1, there should be a blank, number 1. And so I'll put this on the screen, and you know it's time to write that word in the blank on number 1, the top left-hand corner. So you look at this plate here, folks, and what do you think would be a candidate for something that causes cancer on this plate? Okay, so therefore, on your sheet, number 1, it would be flesh foods. Now, there are other causes of cancer, like I said before, but if we had to pick one, then this would be a prime contender as far as cancer is concerned, flesh foods, all right? Flesh foods. So therefore, we're going to focus on that. So let's turn the page, all right? So, number 2, the amount of cancer-causing agents. Now, there's a word called heterocyclic amines. Let me read this for you, all right? See what we're talking about. Heterocyclic amines, HCAs, cancer-causing agents, are potent risk factors for human cancers and are produced in what, everybody? Meat. Cooked at high temperatures. Now, cancer is in meat already. When it's cooked with high temperatures, it increases the cancer in meat. Makes it even worse. Continue reading. The total heterocyclic amines content in well-done meat was 3.5 times higher than that of medium or rare meat. Although levels of heterocyclic amines in fried chicken, and here you go. Here comes the blank, folks. Here comes the blank. Fried chicken, you'll put this in your blank. 7.0 nanograms. Now, nanograms is 1/billionth of a gram, so put 7.0 fried chicken. This is the amount of carcinogens, cancer-causing agent in fried chicken, 7.0. Now, of course, we're going to move up so get a perspective, right? That's fried chicken. And so, therefore, the next one would be fried beef. That's 8.9. So there's more cancer-causing agents in fried beef than fried chicken. You follow me, everybody? All right? Particularly cooked at high temperatures. Now, every now and then throughout this course, I will tell you to hold on to your seat. This is the time to hold on to your seat. Chicken, 7.0. Beef, 8.9. All right? Now we go with fried bacon contained the highest total or heterocyclic means at a whopping 17.5. Did I tell you to hold on to your seat? I did say that, right? Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. So if you want as much carcinogens in your system, eat as much bacon as you can. I heard an oink oink. The camera may have picked that up. Okay, so therefore, so we're just talking about that, and because there's other things too. And oh, let me say this, folks. That's the good news. So let's turn the page, all right? All right, so what are the main cancers? So this is question number 3. Of course, those are now coming in. You see the top number, the top left-hand corner, now it's time to write in your blank. Journal of Cancer Science, 2004. Notice now, a lot of these clinical studies are in quotations, directly from the clinical studies, all right? More than 10 kinds of cancer-causing agents are produced during cooking with smoke of meat or fish and found to be highly carcinogenic. When heterocyclic means are fed in the diet, cancers in many organs, including but not limited to these cancers, colon, breast, and prostate, were developed. All right? Now, they're not limited to these, but this is some of the top cancers that are found when we eat flesh food, and particularly at high temperatures, all right? At high temperatures. Let me just stop here. I see some people taking pictures or cameras, whatever. This whole conference, the whole 3 hours, is being professionally videotaped. And they will be available within the next coming weeks, all right? So you don't have to take a picture at every slide. All right? So everything is videotaped, all right? Good to see you, Joy. Yeah, you thought you'd just slip in, all right? I just called her out, all right? WJAB. All right, so let's move on. That's question number 3. All right, so let's turn the page, folks. Let's turn the page. Now, okay, a more dangerous culprit. If you think that was something, now we're really turning the page, a more dangerous culprit as far as this is concerned. This just came out just recently. Look at the date. Medical journal called Nutrients, 2019. For every 50 grams a day of fresh foods increments in, here it is, blank, blank, consumption increases the risk of cancer. Put this in your blank. Question number 4, processed meats. This even worse than just simply eating hamburger and chicken. All right? So what's 50 grams? 3.5 slices of bacon or one hot dog and 1/4. I don't know if people eat a quarter of a hot dog, but a whole hot dog and 1/4, that's 50 grams, or 2.5 slices of turkey or bologna. That's your 50 grams. More we eat of that, the more increase of cancer risk, it keeps climbing up the ladder. With me, everybody? All right, so that's a more dangerous culprit, question number 4. Let's turn the page, all right? So therefore, processed meat equals cancer. Here it is. Again, 2019, medical journal called Milbank, quarterly. Based on a view of how many epidemiological studies, how many people? 800. Not just 8, not 80, 800 epidemiological studies, the World Health Organizations, and I can also include the American Cancer Society, American Cancer Institute, found sufficient evidence in humans that processed meat is carcinogenic. Case closed. The jury is out. There's really no debate, really, because of the nitrates in the processed meat makes it even worse than just eating meat by itself, let alone at high temperature. So therefore, with that in mind, if you really want to have cancer, really, then have your meat at high temperatures, charcoal broiled, and as many processed hot dogs and bologna sandwiches you can possibly eat. Then your risk is at an all-time high, all right? All right, so having said that, folks, here's a statement from a Christian author named Ellen White. Some of you may have heard of her. According to the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C., She's the most translated author in the United States, second in the world, according to the Library of Congress. She wrote in many volumes on health, and this is probably the most powerful statement this author has written as far as cancer is concerned. The most powerful, all right? Here it is. They even tried to have a United States postal stamp in her honor as well. I think it's still going on. Here is the statement, and this is going to be in your bank, question number 5. Here it is. From the light God has given me, the prevalence of cancer and tumors is largely due to gross living on dead flesh. Flesh meat constitutes our blood to be filled with cancerous tumors. There's a book called Counsel of Diets and Foods, page 388 and 404 as well, all right? So we have that, chicken, but also you also have the processed meats as well. A most powerful statement. What's so amazing about that statement, that author wrote that in the 1800s with a third grade education. That's even more amazing, having said that then, and now it's already proven today. Today, all right? So therefore, we want to decrease that meat consumption. If you are a heavy meat eater, at least like a meatless Monday. You ever heard the meatless Monday? Just start with 1 day, and then maybe 2 days, and 3 days, whatever, all right? So so honey, now after you had all of that, I mean, you know, maybe you want to come up and kind of help the people out because, I don't know, maybe they need something better, huh?
I think you got them worked up.
Yeah, okay, well, maybe you need to take over because, you know, let me just sit down.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, once again, we're looking at number 6 on your sheets. You've learned a lot thus so far. We still got a lot to actually tell you as well. But my question is, for number 6, how many of you ever heard of the Impossible Burger, or the Impossible Burger is at now, believe it or not, is actually at Red Robin. Did you know that? Kurt and I were traveling, we were in Birmingham, and a guy came up to our table because we always get the vegetarian burger there. And the guy said, did you know that the Impossible Burger is coming to Red Robin? We said, only in Birmingham? They said, no, it's actually coming to Huntsville too. And sure enough, it's in Huntsville. And the other one, both of them are the Impossible Burger, but they're at different places. And so once again, we're excited here in Huntsville to be able to have that to offer to individuals as well. How many have had the Impossible Burger? What you want to say about it? People are like, are you kidding me? Is this really real? All right. But the blessing of it is the fact that it comes without carcinogens, because it's not from the meat kingdom at all, but it tastes like, act like, look like, smell like that of meat. So all my meat eaters always say to me, if I'm going to go off of meat, what am I going to do? And we say there's so many alternatives. This is the best time to really be making dietary changes, especially as it relates to disease and or no disease at all. You don't want to get that. It's a look and see what new stuff is on the market. So let's say, once again, it's a little bit higher at Red Robin as far as the cost is concerned, but there's a statement I always make. It's like this: the cost of food doesn't stop at the register. Where it stops is at the hospital, intensive care ward, and eventually in the graveyard. And so we want to make some changes. Number 6, once again, we got that Gardein. How many have heard of Gardein? All right, you know, there's a lot of new products on the market. This is really the best time. When I first started dealing with vegetarianism and doing my recipes, I had to make everything from scratch. I am so glad now, because people say to me, Paula, I ain't got time to make them burgers from scratch, all that stuff. I'm not doing all that. And so now we have all the different individuals out there, and they're all competing with each other. Gardein, Garden, Protein. And everything you can think of in the meat kingdom, Gardein has now come out with a substitute. And the thing we like about it is that because of the fact there's no cholesterol at all in the products itself, and the sodium count is, I don't know if you've been with us before through our heart program, we say there is a magic number when we talk about high blood pressure. Does anybody remember what that number is? 15. I heard of 16 now. They must not have come to the class. Somebody said 16. Oh, okay. So it's 15. 15 is the magic number, and you will find these products like that. They are point ready to go. In less than 3 minutes, they're already ready because they're already pre-cooked. And so they're ready to go, and they can do a lot of combinations you can do with them as well. And they're kosher. Yeah. All right, so the cancer fighters, agenda number 2, we're going to look at those things. Don't you want to know what foods can actually fight cancer? kill off cancer cells, cause cancer cells to commit suicide. We're getting ready to go there. But I want to talk to you about my favorite author, that when we talk about what is going on with the body itself. This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Read with me. It says what? Then the Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became. So if anybody's going to talk about how to take care of the body system, surely the Creator God must have the answer to that, right? He has not only the answer to it, but the bottom line is that if we listen to what he's saying in the word, then we know for sure we're going to be okay. So he starts off by speaking about that. He goes a little bit further because he actually comes in the first chapter in the first book of the Bible, speaking about man's original diet. Number 7, Genesis 1:29 is the scripture we're looking at, and you're reading with me. It says what? Then God said, I have given you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the earth, and every tree that has fruit with the seed in it, they will be yours for food. I told someone one time, if you were, or let me just say, if Mr. Eakins were to buy me a BMW, pink's my favorite color, pink. Okay, and if he were to buy that for me, when he gets me the car, what else does he have to give me? I want the key, but I need something else. I got the registration. I'm still looking for something. I need the manual. I need the manual to know how to operate that car. Even if I'm on the side of the road and trying to figure out something's going on with the tire, I need to look in that book and see what's up so I can tell somebody. So the bottom line is that if our diet, people say, it doesn't matter what I eat, Paula. I said, if that's the truth, why would it be in the first book of the Bible, in the first chapter? Because theoretically, he could have put it in the Psalms of Revelation. But why did he put it right there, the first chapter and the 29th verse? Because he wanted us to know exactly what it was that we should be doing and taking care of our body. We know from a scientific standpoint, in the area of nutrition, we know that as we eat more of the plant-based foods, we're going to be a lot more healthier as well. So let's go a little bit further and see, because after sin, we also had an issue as well. And here is now, once again, still number 7, Genesis 3:18, and it says what? And you will eat the plants of the field. And this is where all the vegetables came in contact, and all the grains, the whole grains. This whole group comes into play as well. And if you've noticed already, from looking at these pictures, the very first one and second one, are they pretty or what? They are so gorgeous that when you go into the store, you automatically start saying, yeah, right now we got them strawberries coming out. We got the blueberries and the raspberries, and all those are hitting the market, and all the vegetables are coming out as well. And they're there to entice us, I mean, people who say, girl, I don't like no vegetables. I said, sure, there has to be a vegetable that you will accept, all right? I used to do nutrition, write people's diets out. People used to come to me all the time and say to me, would you please do a diet for me, 1500 diet? Okay, back in the day, Donna, I used to do that. And then I noticed that when I would go near the persons, they would run the opposite direction. So I knew there was something up, and so I would follow them, and I would say, what's going on? They say, well, you had on that thing, I'm supposed to have carrots, and I'm supposed to have broccoli, and I don't eat that kind of stuff. And I said, okay. So then I stopped doing people's diets. I said, okay, this is what we want to do. You need something orange. Give me a color. Tell me what you want, this orange. Come on. Don't say orange slices. So tell me things. And so they would begin telling me about things they like according to the color codes of the food. When we wrote those down, what do you think happened? They followed it. Okay, but I still don't write diets out either as well. Okay, so when we're talking about the diet and we're talking about what goes on, first we want to go all the way back to the very beginning. And let's talk, Curtis, about what went on in Genesis as it related to the diet.
Well, now, the flood came, and the earth was covered for 6 months of water. So guess what happened to the vegetation? Couldn't eat it, really. So, every time you see an ark and animals going to an ark, it's always by 2. They also went in by 7. You never see by 7, just by 2, maybe because you don't have to draw as much. 2, I don't know. But knowing that once they come out the ark, since the earth was covered with water, couldn't eat the vegetation, so they were forced to eat flesh foods. That's why I went in by 7 as well, to clean. But with that in mind, life expectancy took a nosedive. Right after the flood. Before the flood, those folks were living in the 900s. Adam, 912. Methuselah, 969. I mean, they're in the 900s. I mean, Cliff, back then, if someone's, you had a birthday, your 462nd birthday, and say, man, you're looking pretty good to be middle-aged. Yeah, well, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, Well, how old are you? Oh, I'm just 73. 73, man, you still got baby fat on you. That would be the type of language back in those days. Got a slow crowd here, Donna. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Let's move it. So because of that, and when flesh food was entering into the system, disease came. These are the top 4 diseases when the mummies, all right? Top 4 disease, all right? Number 4, arthritis. Wait a minute, we got that today. Number 3, vascular diseases. We got that today. Number 2, boom, there it is. Cancer. Number 1, heart disease. The same disease we have now, principally because of now flesh has now entered into the system. Now, the last I've checked, when I was coming in here, driving here to the Spring Hill, the last I've checked, all the water is gone now. We can go back to man's original diet. All the water's kind of subsided. Okay, let's move on. Okay, What are you trying to say? Okay, anyway. So, therefore, with that in mind, folks, number 8, this is going to be a powerful cancer-removing foods. How to remove cancer out of the system. All right, here it is. There are a certain group of foods in the vegetable kingdom called blank that contains a powerhouse of several chemo-preventative compounds. These compounds stimulate enzymes in the body. Here it is, folks. Cruciferous. Put that in your blank. Cruciferous, cruciferous. All right? Now, in the medical journal, sometimes called brassica, but most people pronounce it cruciferous, all right? And this is what it does. It helps remove carcinogens, the cancer agents, particularly, here it is, breast, colon, prostate, that are not found in other common foods. This is the only food group that can simply move cancer out of the cell and protect it from becoming damaged. This food group, cruciferous, all right? Enzymes. So, honey, let's talk about this because this is going to be awesome when my wife talks about this particular food group, honey.
I like this particular food because it has such great things for the immune system itself. And that's number 8. Let's look a little bit closer and see what's actually going on. Our body protectors, of course, this was your slide.
Yeah, it was. This is my slide. Let me say this. We did this presentation in Albuquerque a couple of months ago. We have a lot of people who called in, and a lot of people in this room are diagnosed with cancer that we know of. Bladder cancer, prostate, ovarian. 2 people that I know of are in stage 4 cancer here today. Because of that, I did some adjustments to the slides this week. That's why this little glitch here. And so therefore, because I have you guys in mind, particularly those who are already diagnosed with cancer sitting in this room today, all right? So therefore, we're going to target some of those cancers that I know of personally as well, all right? So let me just say this. So this is what happened, all right? So we all have carcinogens in our cells, cancer-causing agents in our cells. We all do have this. If you have a liver, you have cancers in your cells. If you have a liver. Period. That includes the animal kingdom. So why doesn't we all get cancer? Well, because these enzymes, phase 2 enzymes right here, takes out these carcinogens out of the cell, the liver enzymes. There's something that will trigger these liver enzymes to take the cancer out of the cell. Those foods are those foods. Cruciferous. You got it now? Okay, so these foods, now you don't have to eat them every day, buckets of loads, but if you have this diet of these foods, you have to eat all of them. Just choose one that help to detoxify take out the carcinogens out of the cell. I want to make sure you understand that. And that's why that's very powerful as far as that's concerned, all right? So having said that, now I think it's your turn, honey.
Now let's go a little bit closer and look at those cruciferous vegetables and see what's going on. What is so unique about them, once again, is that these cruciferous foods, oh, somebody, what? Go back.
Somebody want me to go back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I want to make sure you get this picture and see what you're looking at, all right? These foods trigger the liver enzyme to take out the cancer out of the cell. You follow me? Just pick one. We're going to highlight one of those foods in a cooking demonstration on the screen.
Mustard greens.
Yeah. Okay, we good?
No,
Oh,
no, 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 no.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Hold on to the question. Because I knew we were going to get that question. I knew it. So we'll address that. All right, honey.
Okay. When Curtis had that M greens, I asked the same question. Babe, what's the M? I knew mustard. I wanted to make sure. Okay. So let's go a little bit closer looking at the cruciferous group as to what is going on. So what's so unique about them? These cruciferous foods have a stamen in the plant structure that is arranged in a cross-like pattern, hence the name cross. It is absolutely amazing to see that particular one, the cross. I don't know, I kept saying to myself, there must have been something going on. God must have put that in their heads, that plant grows like it does. And in the stamen in the very center is red, cruciferous. Wow, that's heavy, okay? That's heavy. So let's look a little bit closer then, because in your book, in your pamphlets, you also have recipes. The first one is the cabbage. People often ask me, what do you do with cabbage, girl? I can't eat cabbage. It makes me blow all up and stuff. So we got a cabbage recipe. So you have the cabbage, and you also have our salad, and then also, what's my other one? That cabbage? I got them savory red beans. So you're going to see the cabbage one right now, so take a look. Uh-oh, no video? Our cancer fighter program, and so we did the skillet cabbage. We also did our fish cakes that was made from scratch. Savory green beans, our fruit salad was also there as well. Got a lot of phone calls of people calling in asking questions about that particular recipe. So Curtis, let's talk then a little bit more about the system. Number 9.
All right, folks, number 9. Let's go to work, number 9. And Molecular Nutritional Food Research 2018. Studies have shown, now I'm going to talk about the vegetable now. Now you've seen the vegetable, how to prepare it without water, eaten cooked, not raw. When heat is applied to a lot of foods, it increases the anti-cancer properties in foods. So studies have shown that cruciferous vegetables inhibits bladder. Somebody in this room has bladder cancer. Just called me last week. Whoever you are, I hope you're in this room. This one is for you. Cancer cells causes cell arrest and apoptosis. Now, this is a word that we're going to learn today. This last word right here. That word, apoptosis. Say that with me, everybody. Apoptosis. One more time. Apoptosis. Basically, what that word means is it causes cancer cells to commit suicide. If you driving, speeding down the highway, just ran over a lot of people and killed them, the policeman first have to arrest you, put you in jail, and place you on death row. Cruciferous is what it does to cancer cells. It arrests the cancer cells and put cancer cells on death row to commit suicide. Apoptosis. That's the one word I want you to have in your mind, apoptosis. So every time you see that word, you know that means it causes cancer cells to commit suicide. Cruciferous, all right? So that's bladder cancer, all right, as far as that's concerned. That's number 9. It's not over yet, all right? Here's another one. Still, number 9. 13 epidemiological studies concluded that intake of cruciferous vegetables and associated with reduced risk of, here it is, breast cancer, and they are involved. There's that word again. What, everybody? Apoptosis, all right? Cell death. So now we can add breast cancer to bladder cancer with just this one food, the cancer fighters. And we're just getting cranked up, folks. Just this one food, all right? So you got also breast cancer. Let's turn the page. Let's go again. Still number 9. Public library science. Cruciferous vegetables has gained popularity for its anti-tumor effects in cell lines such, here it is, now get this one. Get this one. Pancreatic cancer. Notice the language. Arresting, put cancer cells in handcuffs and inhibits its growth. Now we can put pancreatic cancer. You know, that has a high mortality rate. We're just getting started. So you got bladder, breast, pancreatic cancer, number 9, all right? And guess what, folks? We're not finished. Get this one. In meta-analysis of 31 studies, cruciferous vegetables intake is associated with reduced risk of, here it is, that's right, lung cancer by detoxifying cancer compounds. Now we can add one more, lung cancer, breast, bladder, pancreatic, and lung just by this one food group. You don't have to eat all of them, just pick one. We just showed you the cruciferous, all right, as far as the cabbage is concerned, all right? So let's go to work. All right, so now if you think that was something, this will blow your mind. I mean, I'm just, number 10, another cancer fighter. Wait a minute, there's that word again. You see it, everybody? Apoptosis, apoptosis, all right? So that means, what, everybody? Cell suicide to cancer cells. It causes cancer cells to commit suicide. Every time you see that word throughout this series, that's what it means, all right? So here it is, Oncology Report 2019. Resveratrol. What is resveratrol? Where do we get resveratrol from? All right, very good, great. How you doing, Mom? You doing all right? Mom? Eleanor Eakins? Mom? Raise your hand. Yeah, okay, that's my mom. Yeah, I thought I am your son. Okay, I'm just checking. No, I wasn't sure about that, yes? Okay, Mom, no, I'm up here, it's being taped. Okay, resveratrol, surprisingly effective against triple breast cancer. Triple negative breast cancer causing apoptosis and DNA damage repair. Now, those in here know about breast cancer. You know what I just said. Triple negative. All right? About 15%, triple negative. So, therefore, that means you're estrogen negative, progesterone negative, HER2 negative. That's triple negative. So, there's not a whole lot of options of treating a cancer that is a, quote, triple negative breast cancer. Now, only those who know about breast cancer know what I just said. You may not have heard of triple negative, but that's not a good thing. All right, resveratrol, great, can also now do that. And not only that, it can also go into the DNA and repair that cell. Amen. They're great. They're great. That gets better than that. Look at this one. Here it is, another one. This will blow your mind. Number 10. I'll get excited all by myself. There's that word. This is straight from the medical journals, folks. You see the word again? Apoptosis? Here it is, so you know it's coming. Get this now. Put this in your notes. Number 10, here it is. Leukemia. Activities of resveratrol is being studied extensively on processes involving cancer, cell growth, and apoptosis, causing cell death. Resveratrol is one such potential candidate on its reported anti-leukemia effect. So now we can add bone and blood cancers. Folks, chemotherapy never tasted this good. Put some red grapes in the freezer. Yeah, take them out. Oh my goodness. I mean, cancer of the bone, blood, leukemia, by eating red grapes. Thompson green grapes don't do it. It's the red grape. It is the skin of the red grape. So I know what you're going to ask me. It doesn't matter if there's seeds or not. See, based on the response, they were thinking that, because this is not the first time doing that. So I know I just beat you to the jump, okay? Well, what if there's no seeds? Well, no, it's in the skin. So seeds doesn't really matter. All right. Sometimes I have to beat them to the jump, Tim. All right. We're not finished yet. We're still on red grape. Okay, I love to do research. When I found this out, this is probably the most awesome thing I have found in years. Here it is. Still talking about the red grape, resveratrol. Found the red grapes has chemopreventive effects, straight from the medical journals, reducing different human cancers, including, start writing, number 10. Here it is, folks. Breast, cervical, uterine, blood, kidney, and liver. All these cancers. But guess what? Keep on writing. There's another list. Eye, bladder, thyroid, esophageal, and prostate. Guess what? Keep on writing because it goes on. Here's the third line. Here it is, folks. Brain cancer, lung, skin, gastric, colon, head and neck. Keep on writing. It keeps going on. Look at this one. Bone, ovarian, and cervical has been reviewed. All of those cancers just by eating red grape. Red grape. Every time we do this presentation, Tim, all the stores, they're out of red grapes in the next 3 days. Those who were here last year, we did the Healthy Heart Conference, remember? Red grapes could reverse coronary artery disease in a coronary artery, the red grape. The red grape. Those who were here last year, all right? Last year. So there's a lot of writing. So go ahead and take a picture of that. And just hold on to your questions, and then we'll entertain your questions soon as we're finished. But again, God has things in nature. He realized that. And think about it, he had the grape produced before sin entered into the world. Before sin entered the world. So therefore, keep that in mind. All right, so you have 21 cancers, I think, right there, just on the red grape alone, all right? So therefore, this is the ultimate cancer fighter. The ultimate cancer fighter, the red grape. I'll keep talking because I see that until the pens are down, so just a few are down. And all right, I think most pens are down. And all right, let's move on. You got taking pictures. All right, folks, let's go work. So this is not surprising because when you see God's word. Look at this, folks. Isaiah 65:8. Read this with me, everybody. This is what the Lord says. As when juice is still found in a cluster of grapes, don't destroy it. There is still a, what everybody? Blessing in it. Now we begin to understand why God coined these words in the book of Isaiah. We understand the blessing of the red grape, not just with cancer, but what we discovered last year, reverse coronary artery disease as well, the red grape. All right? So therefore, let's go there. All right, folks, with that in mind, let's go to agenda number 3. Agenda number 3, immunotherapy, helping the immune system to fight cancer cells. Agenda number 3. Let's go to work, all right? So, let's turn the page, and let me just, I'm going to go past that. I'm just going to go past that. Let's go with some things we're going to talk about. Now, so there's things we can boost the immune system, to boost our immune system. In our system, we have the B cells manufactured in our bone, B for bone. We have the T cells manufactured in the thymus, T for thymus. Then we have the killer T cells. The killer T cells, they don't play, Leroy. I mean, they have like killer instinct, targeting particularly cancer cells. There are foods that can boost our immune system to help fight cancer cells, all right? So we're going to talk about 3 foods in particular, particularly when you juice these foods together, all right? Because remember, in my mind up here, some of you are here to learn more about how to reduce your risk of cancer, but some of you in this room are diagnosed with cancer now that I know of, all right? And so therefore, let's do that. All right, so here it is. The great-grandmother of Queen Anne's lace, the Coccus carota, that means carrots, reveal potent anti-cancer activities in vitro and in vivo. That means test tube in humans, all right, both. Effective in what type of cancers, everybody? Lung, skin, and breast, and glioblastoma. Now, those in the medical profession, that's brain cancer. Glioblastoma is a severe brain cancer. Glioblastoma, all right? By decreasing cell invasion, making it a potent candidate for cancer therapy, specifically targeting cancer metastasis, all right? We're talking about the carrot. It doesn't just have beta carotene, it also has alpha carotene as well, all right? So that's the carrot, that's one, all right? So that's number 11. Look what it does. Carrot juice in leukemia? Leukemia, are you serious? Carrots contain beneficial agents which could be effective in the treatment of what, everybody? Leukemia. Treatment of leukemia and carrot juice. There's that word again. You see it? Apoptosis. It kills cancer cells, put them on death row. All right? Continue. And inhibit progression of cancer. Just drinking carrot juice? Okay, you had the carrot juice and the red grape and some cabbage. Oh my goodness. And we're not even finished. Oh, we're putting everything at cancer. Cancer cells are going to have a hard life when you do all this. We're putting everything at it. All right? You stage 4, the kitchen sink, folks. All right, kitchen sink. All right, let's move on. All right, so quercetin and breast cancer. Number 11. Quercetin is a dietary source. Apple, the apple peel. Number 11, which exerts anti-cancer properties, showing significantly being toxic. It is toxic to cancer cells, hormone dependent, and there's that word again. Apoptosis means what, everybody? Causes cell death to cancers, all right? And breast cancer as well, all right? So therefore, the apple. So now you have the carrot and then the apple. I want to add one more, put that in the juice. It is a powerful cancer fighter. Here's another one, all right? Let's turn the page. That's it. Here it is, number 11. This is really straight from the medical journal. Adriamycin. Now, those who know about chemotherapy, you know about this term. When my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, that was one of the drugs that the oncologist wanted to give her. The nickname for adriamycin, the nickname for that drug, for cancer drug, is called the Red Devil. That's a bad dude. It's called the Red Devil, okay? Adriamycin is a chemotherapy drug. Although its use is restricted by causing irreversible cardiotoxicity, it causes heart damage, that drug. It does, all right? Early studies show that beetroot juice is a safe, potent chemopreventive agent. Beet juice significantly increase, oh, there's that word again. See, this one word you're going to know before you go out of here. Apoptosis, it causes cancer's death. Put cancer on death row, beet juice, all right? In cancer cells of the pancreas, breast, and prostate, even in combination with adriamycin, giving cardiac protection, all right? So that's the beet juice as well. So you put the juice of the carrots, beet, and apple, drink that every day, which we did with my wife for over a year. And that's all I'm going to say because she's going to tell her story, all right? All right, let's move on, all right. We're going to bypass that. That's basically a juicing program we did. All right, so therefore we do all of that, then the cancer cell is under attack. The killer, this is an actual graphic. The killer T cells, those juices, raise our killer T cells, and they will attack and attach itself to a cancer cell and spew out a poison on the cancer cell until the cancer cell is eliminated. I mean, it does this to this. This is a T cell, this is a cancer cell. The T cell does this and latch onto it and won't let it go, spews out poison until the cancer cell is no longer visible. We did that. Her white blood cell count actually doubled in 3 months by doing this. We see it here on paper, all right? And it doesn't cost a lot of money. All right, let's move on. All right, so that's what's happening. All right, let's turn the page, and I'm going to skip this too. And so, therefore, breast cancer, ladies, 3D as opposed to 2D mammograms is more accurate, all right? Breast cancer comes out as white. Okay, this is white, so sometimes they miss it, but anyway. So here's another thing. Well, if you have breast cancer, the last thing you want to do is eat soy because soy contains estrogen, all right? So you need to understand this as well. So the body produces estrogen. Now, I want you to look very closely inside the nucleus of the cell. Look very closely in the middle of the cell. There's a broken strand. Right here, right here. That means this is a damaged cell. All right? If this cell multiplies, it multiplies in other damaged cells as well. All right? So therefore, the body's estrogen, you have estrogen receptors, but when you have a weak-like estrogen moves in and fills in these estrogen receptor sites, then the body's estrogen slows down the progression of this cancer. You follow me? So the body's estrogen sometimes promotes cancers to grow. Your body's estrogen sometimes promotes cancer to grow. We call that estrogen-positive breast cancer. 3/4 of breast cancers are estrogen positive, where your body's estrogen promotes the cancer to grow. But we put in a weak-like estrogen, such as this right here, it fills in those parking spaces so your cancer slows down. Did you understand that, everybody? All right, so therefore we want those foods as well, all right? And we're going to turn the page on that one, of course, that's the soy as well. And so we're going to turn this one as well. I would probably want to do this one. This is a guy that, for men, let's talk about this. He waited till the pain was so excruciating in his back, that's when he went to get checked out. When he did, he was already in stage 4. That's why I tell you, man, get that physical, all right? PSA. I'm not referring to, Joy, public service announcement. Prosthetic specific antigen. It's free. Madison County, Max Luther, all right, over there, all right. All right, now, we're going to talk about a powerful herb as far as cancer. Of all the herbs in the herbal kingdom, this is my #1 choice. All the herbs. Here it is, folks, all right? Biomedicine, Pharmacotherapy, 2018. Here it is. Put this in your notes. Number 13, who heard of moringa? How many heard of moringa? Quite a few of you. All right, here we go. Called a wonderful tree. Almost all parts have been shown to be effective against cancer, a useful therapy with improved survival rates and quality of life, a potential anti-proliferative agent against cancer. Moringa, all right? And so this is a very powerful herb. This is probably the most powerful herbs out there in the herbal kingdom when it comes to cancer is concerned, all right? So moringa, this is a lot of herbs out there, but this is one of the top ones right there. And how does it work? Chemopreventive effects of moringa is due to the existence of glucosinolate, which have the ability to induce, here's that word again, it says what, everybody? Apoptosis means what? It causes cancer cells to commit what, everybody? Therefore, this herb puts cancer cells on death row and causes is death. It's death, all right? So therefore, a lot of studies doing that. It detoxifies the cancer, also inhibits tumor growth, and also stops the tumor from progressing. So moringa. You can get this at Sprouts and Pearlie's. It used to be Pearlie Gates. Those who remember Pearlie Gates on South Parkway, it's now Pearlie's. The owner has passed, and so it's right around the corner from the old Stone Junior High, all right? But a moringa, all right? You get it in the powder form as well, all right? And it's not bitter. It's not bitter, all right? All right, moringa. So let's turn the page, all right? Now, specific cancers that are treated, number 14. Particular cancer, there's that word again. Here it is. Apoptosis, here it is. Moringa show remarkable anti-cancer properties treating. These are the cancers. Number 14, put these in your notes. Here they go, folks. Breast cancer, that's right, breast cancer. Put that in your notes. Here's another one, colorectal. Put that in your notes. Including, here's another one, prostate. Put that in your notes. Here's another one. There it is, lung cancer. Put that in your notes, all right? Here's another one, folks. Leukemia. Put that in your notes. Increasing apoptosis, reduction about 70 to 90% in colony formation, et cetera, et cetera. So these cancers are put in arrest, locked behind bars on death row from this herb. Now, guess what? Putting this herb into the system, the capsule, powder, whatever, plus carrot juice, beet juice, apple juice, and cabbage, my goodness, cancer is going to have a hard life staying in that system. Are you with me, everybody? Now we're developing a cancer arsenal as far as that's concerned, all right? So therefore, it has very remarkable properties as far as that is concerned, all right? So with that in mind, let's turn the page, and we're not going to do that as well because the time is the essence. So cancer growth, number 15. So it all starts, metastasis, it all starts right here in the middle. Right here in the middle, right here in the middle. Cancer is now spreading, metastasizing. Stage 3, stage 4. How you doing, Vanessa? Stage 3. I called you out. I called you out last year too. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. She's in a winning weight class. Number 2 winner. Okay. Anyway, that's on record. Okay. So stage 4 is growing. How can we stop the cancer from growing? One way is to cut off its blood supply. When you cut off the blood supply, the cancer no longer can grow. What spice can cut off the blood supply where the cancer has to stop growing? This, I already heard it. There you go. Turmeric. Turmeric causes the cancer cells to no longer develop new blood vessels, thereby a cancer without new blood vessels is a cancer without a future. Turmeric does that. But most people are taking it in the wrong way. Just take the turmeric, take it, Well, I'm going to help you out with this one because it's very poorly absorbed. Turmeric and cancer. Anti-tumor effect in curcumin, that's the botanical name, has been shown in different cancers, colorectal, pancreatic, breast, prostate. The same cancers keep coming up. You notice that? The same cancers, all right? Moreover, curcumin, there's that word, apoptosis activity, decreases tumor growth and inhibit angiogenesis. That means it stops the cancer from growing. That's what that word means, all right? But the point of it is that turmeric is very poorly absorbed. So how can we increase the absorption of turmeric? This is what you need to do. This is number 15, all right, number 15. Nanoparticles, all right? So I'll put this on the screen here. And so you want to look for not just turmeric, curcumin. You want to look for this word, folks. See that container right here? I know I got 2 screens. Right here, nano. You see that nano? Breaking down the larger particles so thereby the turmeric is more easily absorbed. You can take pounds of turmeric. The body does not absorb it very well, so you're not getting all the full medicinal properties. But you get this type of turmeric, curcumin, nanoparticles, it breaks down the larger particles, and now the turmeric is more easily absorbable. You with me, everybody? Therefore, we want to make sure we have that in our system and get that as well, all right? So nanoparticles or nano, you can get that at Amazon, whatever, for maybe even Sprouts as well, all right? Okay, cancer pain, last one, and then we have a few questions, then we'll take a break here. Agenda number 4, we volunteer at the Cleveland Cancer Institute the third Wednesday of every month for the last 12 years for those people who are going through chemotherapy, giving warm blankets, etc. And this past Wednesday, we talked to a person, her husband, she may be here, in excruciating pain. Excruciating pain. So we're going to talk about, I talked to you, that's you, yeah, that's right. And so, you did raise your hand, though. And there's another person here, too. So this is for you, and others are in pain due to cancer or any other pain, all right? This is my last one, and we're going to close out. Notice the word treatment is in italics. It's not just the pain from the cancer itself, but the treatment of cancer causes pain due to chemotherapy. I'm not talking about the cancer itself, but the treatment of cancer, such as chemotherapy, causes neuropathy pain. And mastectomy, the surgical procedure itself, all right? And pain from radiation. You follow me? All right, so therefore, with that in mind, people take opioids. This is one thing you probably never heard about opioids. Here it is right here. Look at the screen. Here it is. Proceedings from the National Academy of Sciences. Quote, we are showing for the first time that even a brief exposure, and what everybody? Brief exposure of opioids can have devastating consequences of making pain worse and longer lasting. This is the very ugly side of opioids that has not been recognized before. One-time use, pain even lasts longer and more intense by opioids. So God has something in nature, and we're going to talk about that as well. So let's go ahead and look at this. Now, I want to name me a system in the body. I know we have different systems in the body. Give me one system in the body. Okay, respiratory system. Give me another one. Circulatory system. Give me another one. Digestive system. Central nervous system. Skin system. Lymphatic system. Urinary system. All right, very good. All right. So, how many heard of endocannabinoid system? Raise your hand. Okay, normally I got 2 people, so that's like 5%. Okay, oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh, they're looking at the word cannabinoid. Oh, you're talking about marijuana. Hold on to your seat. Did you know that your body has the cannabinoid system discovered in the early 1990s? Here it is. Presently, the endocannabinoid system serves a, what everybody? Protective role in many conditions. Several diseases like epilepsy, anorexia, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, inflammation, pain, cancer, and reducing chemotherapy-induced vomiting could possibly be treated by drugs adjusting this system. Endocannabinoid system. Now you have another system that you just learned today. How does that relate to our topic for today? All right, here it is. Endocannabinoid has been proven to have what, everybody? Energy. That means pain-relieving and anti-inflammatory activity. It has been used in several controlled studies focused on the management of chronic pain. All right, chronic pain. All right. So therefore, let's move on. Now, this is in our system. Look at this, folks. I mean, here it is. We have cannabinoid receptors right here. Right here. All right, the receptors. Endocannabinoid exists in every tissue the body contains. thus affecting every other system. This offers unprecedented opportunity for fighting inflammation and pain. So here's the receptor for that. So we need to have something that will fit in those receptors. All right? And we have somebody here that will work with that as far as that's concerned. The power of hemp oil. It fits in those receptors that we are designed by God, the Creator, to reduce pain, reduce inflammation, and it is not toxic to the system. Number 16. Number 16. All right? So, with that in mind, hemp oil, and make sure it says full spectrum. We have somebody going to come up and talk more about that as well. But wait a minute, what's the difference between that and marijuana? See, because they were thinking it, Tim, so I just kind of beat them to the punch. Because I know I can really hear you think from up here. Really, seriously. All right, here it is, folks. So hemp, generally high in cannabinoid, that means the pain relieving. It's actually higher than marijuana, and low in THC. THC gives you the quote, the high. So marijuana is 20% of the THC. Hemp is practically zero. All right? But still does the same properties without the high, and it fits into our receptor sites because that is a new system that we now have that God has created in our bodies as well. All right? So, keep it in mind. And we have a person doing that as well. So, finishing up, God's word says with me, everybody, Hosea 4:6, read this with me, everybody. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because you have rejected knowledge. The knowledge that we give you. So therefore, give me some apoptosis, give me an herb, the one of the herbs that we mentioned as far as having apoptosis activity. What's the one herb we talked about? Moringa. What about the juicing? What are 3 juicing? The herb. Yeah, okay, all right. ABC. I didn't talk about ABC, apple, beets, and carrots, all right? Okay, what about the food group? Cruciferous. Pick anyone. You put all this together.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Good.
To see you.
Every time my wife goes out, she doesn't
Finishing
turn
up the
off the
first
mic.
part.
So if you can do that for me,
You
because
from the bathroom? I'm on my way to run in there.
yeah, Donna, like you may
Yes,
want to
they're
put it in
recording it
gear,
now.
like just,
Yes.
I mean, like like a. All right, okay, so, let me go ahead because we kind of run over time. So let's have a questions, comments, whatever, then we're going to have a break, and we have somebody else to come up with. Oh, wait, yes, question. And I'll repeat it for the camera.
Are you suggesting when we juice, say apple beets and carrots, we can put the powder moringa in there and other things?
Oh, okay, now, are you suggesting that when we juice, you can put the powdered moringa in there as well? I done that last week. Pearly Gates, you can get an ounce for $2 for an ounce, quite a bit for an ounce, powder. And what I have a powder drink, I work out, so I do a powder drink. 1/4 cup of vanilla soy milk, 1 banana, and a tablespoon of the moringa, and then I have my protein powder in there, blend it up. That's my milkshake. You can have a anti-cancer milkshake, frozen red grapes. We talking chemotherapy, folks. I tried because, and it's not bitter. I did it. Pearly Gates, or Pearlies, all right? Yeah. So, okay, yes, Leroy.
Yes, Curtis, you talked about soy foods, red clover, and
Flaxseed.
but I thought you said that soy was not good.
No, soy is good. Soy fits in those receptor sites that we have, so the body's estrogen that you produce, male too, it doesn't have space because soy food fits into those estrogen receptor sites, so there's no place for your estrogen to fill in, so thereby the cancer slows down.
I see. Okay, you recommend organic of these types?
Non-GMO, more new. More new is non-GMO, soy foods, all right? Yes, Then we're going to take a major break. I want the people come up to give a 1 minute. You'll come up now. Yes. Positive.
You're being facetious. That's what, if you were writing when you were saying soy, we thought you, because I asked the same question.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, okay. Because that's what most people think. Okay, so, okay, yeah. See, most people think that. I was refuting what most people think. Yeah, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, because I want to make sure I get the right. Yeah, okay. Yes.
How about this new power beets? It's a powder that you get in the drugstore.
Powder beets. Okay, I haven't used that, tried it, but let me say this. As close to nature as possible. So this is my wife. She'll give her story when we take a break. This is what we did. I'm not just reading the book. This is what we did. All right. So I'm going to use not the powder. It may be good. I'm going for the food itself. For me, you know. Okay. Yes. One last question, then we'll take a break.
Just not a question, a statement about the beets. I do the beets and carrots, and I did that all the time. But I had an iron problem, and I was doing
Okay.
iron infusion. I was supposed to do iron infusion, but I have to be one of those people that has a reaction. So I would have a reaction to the iron. I couldn't do it. So I told them, the next time I come in here, you're gonna see a miracle. So I started doing the beets, the carrots, and they were like, "What were you doing? Because
Yes.
your iron count has gone up so high." Just
Because the
keep
beet,
doing it." And
yeah.
the carrots, the beets, and
Yes.
you get a real chick juicer, you can do that. And in fact,
Yeah.
those two things are sweet together, so you don't
They are. Yeah.
you don't even have a, I mean, you don't like, I don't like that. You can't do it.
Yeah. The carrots have one anti-cancer properties that's not found in the apple of the skin, that's not found in the beet. So all three put them together, it becomes potent. All right? For all phases of cancer, initiation, promotion, and progression phases of cancer, all three together. All right? Last one, and then we're going to close. Yeah, you're the last one, or you're going for two questions.
Well, it's actually not a question, it's a statement. I have a traumatic brain injury. My doctor put me on marijuana hemp oil,
Okay.
and I used to get migraine headaches 3-4 times a
Hemp
week,
oil, you should get migraine headaches.
and I don't get any since I've been on the oil.
Not any at all. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me repeat. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Want me to repeat?
Yeah. Go ahead. I was going to speak in my mic, was just turn her head.
Due to an accident, I have a traumatic brain injury.
In the accident, she had a traumatic brain injury.
I was taking medication.
She was taking medication.
My doctor decided to put me on hemp oil,
Hemp oil
and because of intense migraine headache,
because of migraine headaches.
have them 3 to 4 times a week.
Yes.
Since I've been on the oil, I've not had any.
Yeah. Anymore. All right. Okay, folks. Let's go ahead. We're going to have somebody to talk about that. Once you come up, now, folks, let me say this. We're going to take a major break here, and so we have a person come up. We're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about how to genetic testing of a cheek swab. Genetic testing. Hudson Alpha is here, a research center. Many don't know about that. They do a cheek swab as well to have an indication whether or not you have a genetic disposition of cancer. I did one last week. I'm a member of this organization, so I do a lot of that. We have a person that talks about that. So once you come up at this time and talk about, use the mic here just for a minute, and give her a hand, yes. Because she has a booth out there in the hallway. Yes.
So my name is Jennifer. My partner's back there, Brenda Wright, who you don't know her. I'm Jennifer Solania. Anyway, so to add to what Curtis said, now if we're eating right and doing right, good. If we're not eating right and not doing right, I need to speak up. The mic's not on. I need to speak loud. Okay, so let's focus on doing what we need to do to make sure that we stay healthy by following all the instructions Curtis has just given us. But if we're not, Medicare, which is the company that I'm subcontracted through, is offering free cancer screening. And what we do is we come out to your home to your job, wherever you can take a 5 to 10, 15 minutes max break, and we will screen you and we'll send your information off to the lab. The lab would return your information to your home, and that information will be something you can review with your doctor to make sure that you are in the position of healthy. So that way, if you have a history of cancer, you can still take it. If you're in remission, you can still take it, just to, a preventive measure to make sure you don't have it reoccurring.
All right.
And we're in the back. Any questions, we'll be in the back to answer.
All right. And then we have another couple, pain-free. All right, yes, go right ahead.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dwayne Wood, and this is my wife, Dr. Charmaine Wood. We want to first thank you guys, Curtis and Paula, for having us out. So in the back, we have a table that's talking about CBD, and you've seen some of the slides, what we just talked about. I am a living testimony to the benefits of CBD. And if you come out, you'll hear some of my story. I was on pain medications around the clock. With my doctors wanting to add more. And since I've been on CBD, I have not had to take that at all. And some of you are on it. You know some people who are on it. We have some samples that we can help out at the front. And just come on out and get some more information.